Welcome back from the break, everyone. We're here now in our second series in the qualifiers here of ClanTour 3.0. We have a best of one once again, this time between MisFits here taking on Ringers all day on the Legion and Hellborn sides. I am again What You Got, your main shoutcaster, going to be rejoined here by my co-caster Dude from Doghouse. Welcome back from the break, Dude.
Thank you.
Excited for another series here. So the winner of this best of one is going to be taking on Slavic Angels United, which we just saw win their best of one series in a best of three series, which will close out the qualifiers following this series. So they need to bring their A game here once again. Again, it is only a best of one. So hopefully no wild card Mage Bane picks, as you were kind of talking about last series. The Mage Bane unfortunately not working out in that one. But we have a draft already underway that we need to start to go over here. We have Dr. Repulsor, Legionnaire, and Parallax going to be banned from the Legion side. Parasite and Vindicator, the final ban going to be the Gladiator. So what do you think of the bans from the two teams, Mr. Dude?
You don't see those bans every day, right?
No, there's a couple in there that are definitely throwing me off.
Like Legionnaire, I guess. I don't know. I was thinking Vindy for maybe a Tempest pick or something, but there's so many cancels to a Tempest, so.
Vindicator considered like the all combo disruptor, so any kind of wombo combo potential maybe could have been picked up. Something like an NG Flux even comes to mind. You pointed out a Tempest. A lot of things that Vindicator can kind of mess up in terms of combo potential. But yeah, the Legionnaire, we even see a Parasite ban, so some jungle heroes being banned. We actually, we don't really see a whole lot of jungling in terms of competitive play. I do get excited when I cast your team, Dude, because your team does run junglers from time to time. But outside of that, I don't get to cast too many matches where I do see junglers. But we see a couple of jungle bans here, which is definitely interesting. Perhaps there are some players in this game that are known for jungling. I am
Especially Legionnaire
currently,
is not really a hero that we see at all. Maybe
yeah,
Parasite sometimes, but and like with
yeah,
the Codex
Parasite,
buff, it's kinda good.
yeah, Parasite with the Codex currently is quite strong. So maybe they're feeling like there could be a Parasite pickup in this game. But even Parallax, it's a carry hero that we see, I would say very rarely. It's not something that's very common to see Parallax ran. So definitely some interesting bans across the board. But the first half of the draft is already done. We have a first pick from Legion going to be Magnus. I think it's safe to say that's pretty straightforward. We do see a lot of Magnus in tournament play. Very powerful first pick option. Into Andromeda and Midas. And then we have Nymphora and Valkyrie coming out in response for the Legion side. So what do you think of the first half of the draft
So
coming out?
usually you would pick up a Kinesis against the Magnus first pick, but they opted for the Midas. I guess they wanted to take away the Midas Magnus lane. And Andromeda, I'm guessing they wanna go for the like solo carry or like a 1-4 lineup where you can swap
Yeah.
out the carry.
Yeah, so Andromeda, pretty staple first pick, as you pointed out. Defensive support for a position one or a 4 protect 1 strategy. We'll see if they do decide to go for that. But Valkyrie, we get to see Valkyrie here in this series. And do you think we'll see a Valkyrie laning with a Magnus? Typically, we could see that potential of Magnus and Valkyrie as a lane combo. Or do you think we'll see Valkyrie in some other capacity here from the Legion lineup?
I think Valkyrie is kind of hard to make work as a carry at least. I usually
Okay.
see Valkyrie carries doing like no damage at all.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing also like a long lane with a Magnus maybe.
Okay, you think we'll see like then a multi-core lineup here? They'll pick up some other scaling hero to pair with the Valkyrie?
You mean like as a carry?
Yeah, so they would opt for maybe more of like the utility role Valkyrie, position 3, or even a position 2 maybe instead.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see something like a Moon Queen.
Okay. So safe
Might
to
be
say
too
you want to
greedy,
see
but
something
I don't know.
else. Yeah. Okay. So the bans are
War
finished. We
Chief.
have Berserker, Sandwraith, and Predator, 3 carry heroes banned from the Hellborn side. Then we have Solstice, Swiftblade, and Silhouette. So 2 carries and a jungle option. Again, another jungle ban coming out from the Legion side. Everything pretty straightforward there in terms of the carry bans.
Not sure. We don't really see a lot of Berserker, right?
Yeah, I'm actually intrigued by Hellborn banning out the Berserker. It feels like they would have been more likely to pick up the Berserker going up against heroes like Magnus and Valkyrie. The restraint quite good against those heroes specifically, but they actually banned it themselves.
Yeah, and I don't like Moon Queen anymore, by the way. After
Okay,
seeing Fade Orchie.
okay, so no more Moon Queen for you at
No.
least. They do go with a Fade and a War Chief, as you did just say. So that looks like it's going to bring a lot of aggression to their lineup. A nice pairing with the Midas as well. The Fade setting up for the Transmute. Do you think we'll be seeing mid War Chief or mid Midas this game?
Pandemonium.
I think mid War Chief.
Okay, so Fade Midas could be a potential dual lane, or even could even have a tri lane come out here with the Andromeda Fade plus the 5th pick, maybe.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of possibilities. They like drafted in a way that so that they can like pretty much choose how they lane.
Yeah, so
I think
definitely a
everything works
flexible
out.
lineup here. Pandemonium coming out. One more pick, the 5th and final one for Legion, coming up in the next 35 seconds here. But a Pandemonium coming out. That's not your everyday uh pick. What do you think about the Panda? You like the Panda pick?
I love Panda. I don't think it's a
uh,
good hero, but I love Panda.
that makes me like it even more. You don't like him as a hero, but you like casting or watching Panda. So Panda's an interesting hero. He typically needs
Terror.
items like Portal Key and Shrunken Head, so he can lock down a hero with his face smash. Going up against the Hellborn lineup, there's a lot of magic damage specifically. What kind of item build do you think we should see from a Pandemonium this game?
I mean, there's so many cancels like the Tome stun, the Fate stun, Endro stun, swap,
Yeah.
Midas combo. So I guess he
Uh,
has to get a Shrunken,
okay.
which is not really what you want to buy in Panda.
Okay. What would you
Slows
rather
down
buy?
your
Like
damage.
tank up items like Insanitarius to deal more damage, stuff like that,
Yeah,
or is there
like
anything
this game
else?
he has to go Shrunken, but usually I feel like there's some base damage,
Okay.
strength items.
All right, we'll see what he decides to go for, but I think it's safe to say the Panda pick's pretty exciting for us. They're gonna
But
have
the
a
Tarot
final
as
pick
well.
of Taro.
What
Yep.
do you think of this?
Taro for me is always one of those heroes where I feel like it either can work really well or it
Corrupted
could just kind of get ran
disciple.
over because it kind of reminds me of like a Flint Beastwood. The hero can either just be like a non-mobile, really easy target where you just bring him down quickly and he doesn't get to do anything, or the hero can like own his lane and then kind of become this huge damage threat. And the thing for me with Taro is he doesn't really need any items to do a lot of damage. So he has the potential to just kind of
Let's get it
I don't know, get
on.
kills and be disruptive without even having any farm, which is always difficult to kind of shut down, I feel like.
Kind of like a weaker blacksmith, I'd say.
Yeah, maybe. Blacksmith, man, now that you mentioned blacksmith, I hope we see some blacksmith today.
I think blacksmith
Honest,
is one of the strongest carries in the game.
I want, yeah, I
If
want to
you
see
just
some
get that
multicast.
early start, good.
Yeah. The final pick of the game was Corrupted Disciple, by the way. We didn't mention that. They are going to be going the 4 Protect 1 strat with the Andromeda and Corrupted going to be the main carry here. But it looks like a Tricore from Legion. They have Panda, Valkyrie, and Taro. What do you think of the Tricore specifically against a single core here in this game 1?
I like that Tricore, but it's not really cores that can take out stacks very fast. Maybe Panda can, but
Hmm. So they lack a hero that can kind of rotate into jungle and work on triple stacks kind of
because
efficiently.
like most likely they're gonna like lose one lane, like top, let's say. Then they can
Hmm.
like go back to farming mid, bottom, and jungle. And if they can't farm jungle, it's gonna be like 3 core heroes, but only 2 have farm.
Okay.
It's kind of awkward usually.
So we see Legion, 4 players currently up here. Now, perhaps just looking for a bloodlust kill. As we can see, Hellborn team playing pretty defensive. They're sitting in the tower. They're also running a dual lane in the long lane with Fade and Midas. So they are initially running the 2-1-2. Fade picks up the hatchet. So Midas with the orb, he's going to be the support here. Do you like that the Fade is going to be the one farming, or would you have rather seen the Midas as the core?
No, I like that Fade is the core.
Okay.
Because I think Midas can does the same amount of damage anyway once you get
Okay.
levels.
So initially they're going to be going up against a solo Taro for now. We could see a Bloodlust middle lane as the Nymphora and Magnus have actually rotated behind the Hellborn tier 1 tower here. Is Warchief a target that they could Bloodlust here in the 3v1 at level 1, or do you think he's going to be a little too slippery for them?
That's kind of bad lane control to be ganking.
Okay, yeah, so
I'm guessing he had
Warchief
a
got
better
really good
time
block
blocking
there.
creeps.
So we have Magnus with the orb. He's going to be supporting Valkyrie up here. She starts off initially in a 1v2, but it's going to be 2v2 now. We have Nymphora running down to the bottom lane. So we'll evolve into Taro and Nymphora versus Midas and Fade. And then we will have the Panda versus Warchief matchup in the mid lane. So you can kind of go over the lanes one by one. Tell me what you think of who's going to win any of the lanes. We have a lot of
Bottom lane, I
action
think.
already in the bot lane.
Oh.
The bind from Taro there, the bound by fate, not going to stun them up. But we have both sides trading a lot of pressure already early on.
I think in bottom lane when you're in Nymphora, you just wanna get Q level 1. Just like sit on the creeps, use heal. And then the enemies to back off. It's like lets your carry last it like for like 3 waves. Pretty
Okay.
freely.
He goes for the Zeal though instead.
Yeah.
Probably going to look to do some pulls here in the future. But yeah, who do you think wins this bottom lane? Is it an even lane, or do you favor one of the two sides?
I favor Hellborn once they reach level 4.
Okay,
Which is why I think Legion should really go aggressive right now. Because they're not going to be able to go aggressive later.
Yeah, definitely a good point you make there. Once the Transmute comes online, there's going to be a lot of burst damage from Hellborn's dual lane. Taro gonna snap the Bound by Fate there. They're turning it on to Nymphora though. He's gonna drop a heal pod. He's gonna blow it up immediately. Who will fall first for the bloodless kill here? Nymph gonna use the golden apple. There's still the health pod and the golden apple, but a hasted Warchief. That's gonna be the bloodless kill as he does pick off the Nymphora. And now Taro could also fall as well here. She uses the golden apple. Warchief gonna tank some tower hits. He uses the apple. He will survive. And Taro actually prevents a second follow-up kill there. And he does heal enough as Nymphora comes in.
It was a beautiful block though from Warchief after he poured it to the Taro. Blocked him for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there, but this is going to give some space over to the Panda, who just missed his cannonball unfortunately. But mid lane we have 17 and 4 Panda against 10 and 0 Warchief. Warchief currently leading in gold per minute though, getting the Bloodlust. Top lane we have a 4 and 1 Valkyrie against 18 and 8 Corrupted. This top lane being heavily won by the Hellborn side early on. Does that surprise you that Corrupted is winning by so hard in last hits compared to the Valkyrie? Well, actually hold that thought. The heal is going to be blown up here in the bot lane. Fade survives on around 100 life. Taro and Nymph putting out the auto attacks onto Midas, so they're doing what you said that they should do. They're being aggressive here early on, forcing back both the Midas and the Fade. Does it surprise you, dude, that the Corrupted is winning this top lane in last hits?
I've played some Valkyrie and I think last hitting with the Valkyrie is pretty hard.
Okay.
Of the low damage.
Yeah.
And I feel like Corrupted is like a much easier hero to last it with.
Picks up the early Knuckles here. Opts for skipping the Marchers. Do you like that he's going for the really early Brass Knuckles pickup?
I don't really like the item in general.
Okay.
I like Energizer instead. Almost same gold.
Definitely
see
going to
some
lack
movement
the chase potential early on. He's going to need to pick up those marchers soon. They want to go for some kills with the Brass Knuckles.
I guess on agility heroes it's fine, since you got a bit more agility compared to the Energizer.
See a lot of
I've
pressure
seen
coming out
people
on the
buy
Valkyrie.
Energizer on like, I mean, Brass Knuckle on like strength heroes like Revenant. I think these are the kind of
yeah.
heroes that should get Energizer instead.
See a Comet Stun coming out on the Valkyrie. She has a golden apple still. No mana for the Electric Tide, but they're not going to need it. Corrupted takes him down. Magnus throws out a Steam Bath, but not going to get a counter kill here. So they continue to win up here in the top lane. They take a 2-0 hero kill lead on the side of Hellborn here.
Bottom lane.
We have a stun coming out. There's the heal pod. We'll save Taro for now. She does look to turn it around with the Ricochet, but they're just going to hold their ground here. The level 4 came in, as you talked about, the Transmute, and it's just too much damage for the Taro to survive, even with the Nymph heal coming out. Nymph heal being level 2.
It's pretty hard for Tyro to be bottom right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Magnus can like tri-lane bottom now, I don't know.
So you'd like to see some rotations here. We see the Haystream get bottled up. As Magnus got the bottle from Panda, he's going to give the Haystream back over to Panda. We see a TP down to the bot lane. We could see some pressure here from the Pandemonium. Try to line up some kills on the Hellborn side. They're going to bind them both together. Here comes the Cannonball. Lands up onto both. The heal will blow up and heal up the Taro. She does need to be careful though. She is going to take the last auto attack from Fade as Midas is juking in the trees. Panda getting juked here. Midas going to pour it out in the trees. Is she actually going to survive? And Fade gets a double tap. She takes out the Nymph there. Panda not going to use the face smash there to cancel the ultimate. He tries to punch him down. And dude, that backfired. The Haste Rune not going to prove to get them any kills as both the Fade and the Midas poured out, picking up the double tap.
I think that should have went way better for Legion. I think it's some like mechanical knowledge that maybe Panda lacks. Like he can kill trees now with his Q. So Midas should not have been able to juke him in those 4 trees next to the observatory. Or side shop, I should say.
He even has the flurry maxed out now, level 4, so he has the 4 charges. Pretty much almost always has a flurry ready to go. But yeah, great juke coming in from the Midas. Gotta give him credit there for making the escape. And Fade also picking up the double tap, able to pour it out in the face of Panda. It was pretty nice to see, all things considered. As we see the lead now 5-0 here for the Hellborn side.
He did try to flurry someone out of the bunch by Fate from Terra. Tried to make it snap, but it didn't work out.
That's unfortunate. I'm glad you picked up on that. I had actually missed that. The thing that really worries me here for Legion is the Valkyrie. She's only farming 100 gold per minute. I feel like Valkyrie should have a lot more than just 9 last hits here at 8 minutes. As we see a kill in the mid lane. Magnus also going to get turned on here. Initially, Panda falling to the Andromeda, War Chief, and the Midas who comes in for a rotation as well. So they jump out now to 7-0 in hero kills. We see Fade with level 6. Do you think there's a certain target he should look to set up a kill with his Reflection moving forward?
Any target really.
Magnus trying to line up the 2-man stun. He only stuns up the Midas, bound by Fake and a snap and pull back the Fade. She does have the Reflection activated, and it looks like they do not have any Revelation, so they're gonna rotate all 5 players down here to pick up their first kill of the match. And Fade, she does have the Reflection for 9 more seconds, but currently without any mana to set up any kind of gank attempt here. We see
A bit of an over-rotation there as 5 people go bottom.
Yeah, we see the top and the middle lane being pressured by the Hellborn side. War Chief continuing to farm. He's up at 380 gold per minute. Corrupted still leading the way with almost 400 gold per minute. The tower up there at about half life. So he now has the Steam Boots picked up. Do you think we'll see the follow-up of the light brand? We tend to see corrupted disciples build into Dawnbringer. Do you foresee him needing any other alternative item build this game, or just the Dawnbringer gonna be fine?
I think Dawnbringer is solid.
Yeah.
And if you're ahead, there's no reason to try something like Knuckles on.
Yeah, bottom lane we see a kill coming in on the Fade. So they continue to have 4 players down here, perhaps surprising the Hellborn side. Fade will fall here for the first time of the match. Still sitting at 300 gold per minute though. He's currently still higher than all of the Legion side. They're going to try to force this tower kill here. Will Midas be able to get the deny? The glyph comes out. And we can see a deny attempt here. The ports are coming in. We're going to have 3 TPs. Midas warping into position. He's going to line up a transmute on the Nymphora. There's the bound by Fade, catching both the Corrupted and the Midas. But Taro is going to be jumped on by the Fade, and she will fall as we see the 5-man rotation from the Hellborn side to defend this tower. And they will get the deny there. They extend their lead now to a 10-2 hero kill lead. Sporting an 8,400 gold lead, 5,500 experience lead. Gonna try to push this tier 1 tower in the bot lane. Do you think Legion can look to defend this tower as we have all 5 Hellborn players down here, or is this a tower?
I think they should. Someone be farming top and push mid as well.
Okay, we see the Energizer picked up here uncorrupted. I think you mentioned you like the Energizer pickup, or perhaps
Instead of the brass knuckles, yeah.
Oh, instead of the Knuckles. So he decides to go for Energizer on top of the Knuckles. He does not immediately build into the light brand, at least for now. We see Hellborn still down here in the Legion jungle, more or less all 5 players. Fade gonna open with the Burning Shadows stun on the Taro, counter stun from the Magnus. Here comes the heal pod from Nymphora. They're gonna blow it up and heal the Magnus, who almost falls. There's Warchief coming in with the Spirit Walk, takes out the Magnus. As meanwhile in the back line, Nymphora also getting taken out very low. There's a big fight going on here as we have the Pandemonium falling. He did not get his face smashed off. And Valkyrie also goes down in the midst of all that, as the Warcry causing some disruption for them. And we see Hellborn holding their ground on all 5 players. They're going to push this tier 2 tower now as well. And this is going to further extend the lead for the Hellborn side, all the way up to 13,000 gold and almost 7,000 experience. So, in your professional opinion, dude, what went wrong for Legion in that fight just now? Because it was a pretty chaotic one.
I think taking that fight was just the wrong decision. I think they should have just went top and middle. Everyone on Hellborn used TPs to deny the bottom tower. So you can kind of use that time since you're behind to like maybe catch up on 2 lanes.
Panda definitely not able to get off his face smash there. Kind of seeing how important a Shrunken Head is on this hero, as there's so many ways for Hellborn to kind of stop that channel effect. I'm not sure if Valkyrie landed an arrow in that fight. He is maxing the Javelin. Do you like that he's maxed the Javelin, or do you feel like he should be maxing the Call of the Valkyrie instead?
I think you max Call of the Valkyrie.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
feel
just
like
more reliable.
Yeah, I feel like if you miss the arrow, it's just way too detrimental. You don't deal any damage, whereas the Call of the Valkyrie can help you farm and does hit onto multiple targets as well. We see a Prism going to be used here. There is a Word of Revelation in the river here, spotting out a couple of the players, so they do have the knowledge that this is going on. I believe Midas just picked up an Astrolabe, so he's already got a core item for himself, up to 300 gold per minute. Not too shabby with a couple of tower kills. And then Fade picks up a Sackstone, kind of inexpensive build-up item for him. A little bit unsure as to why he went for the Sackstone instead of something else, but it does give good stats. There we see the Light Brand picked up by Corrupted, which I think it's safe to say we both agree on now. He goes for the Light Brand pickup.
So many items coming for Hellborn.
Yeah, Gnome's Wisdom also picked up on the War Chief. Pretty good item for him as he does have a lot of spell spamming. The tower gonna fall here to the creeps. Valkyrie unable to get the deny there. You see the fourth tower kill, rather, of the game for Hellborn. Legion only with the one tower in comparison. Pandemonium could be in some trouble. He's gonna throw out the cannonball. Might have just sacked himself there as he's gonna get caught out. Gonna survive for now though. Transmute lines up on the Magnus. Magnus going to fall as well as the Tarot. Gets caught in the bottom lane. Andromeda, did she snipe out with the Aurora? The Valkyrie got sniped out by the Aurora. War Chief takes out the Panda. Kills are just happening all over the place. Tarot also, by the way, died in the bottom lane. I believe to the Fade solo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Fade gets Tarot bottom lane.
So 4 more kills the way of Hellborn. 17-2 hero kill lead here. Starting to see a similar game as we saw last series. It was kind of one-sided. Tarot, she's gonna respawn, she's gonna fall right away. Magnus gonna stun in, but he could be in some trouble now. Corrupted leading the way with the overload there, taking him out. He picks up the ultimate warrior streak, and I'm personally struggling to see the light of hope here for Legion. I think they've more or less fallen too far behind. Is there really any kind of comeback mechanic that they have at this point? They're suffering from a 22,000 gold deficit here at 16 minutes.
I mean, it does look worse than the game before.
Yeah, I'm
arrow on
struggling
Midas,
to
mate.
cut out. There's an arrow. 5 seconds on the Midas. Can they bring him down though? Swap comes out from Andromeda. The heal is down from Nymphora. You see the double transmute coming in on both the Pandemonium and the Nymphora. Nymphora does fall. Panda falls as well. There's a Codex picked up on the Fade, which takes out the Pandemonium. And we even see the Firebrand picked up on Corrupted. He's not even here. He's farming away in the Legion jungle. So this is
Do you
just...
think that was on purpose from Midas to take that arrow?
You know,
'Cause they did
I
stand
was
still for
thinking
a
about
minute.
asking you the same question. I think it actually was, because they were ready with the swap right after the arrow did hit. So I think it was a pretty good bait there for Midas to take the arrow. It could have been one of those things where it was an oopsie, but it ended up working out. But yeah, Corrupted, he's on his way to a Dawnbringer here. Almost
Fate
600
setting
gold
up.
per minute.
Ultimate Warrior. Smackdown.
Bora gets picked off here. Valkyrie gonna leap out. Magnus stuns it on the Andromeda. Pandemonium, they're gonna take out the Andromeda here. Here's a Prism. But the Codex takes out the Tarot. Valkyrie, she could fall here as well. She gets stunned up by the Fade. Corrupted actually gets credit for the kill. And it was almost a genocide.
It's such a hard game for Panda. It was like chasing him, like trying to see, can he like use ulti maybe? But it was
Yeah.
always like ward shift home on the ground or an enemy nearby.
Yeah,
Such
you
a
can't
rough
forget
game.
the totems. I think it's the blue totem is the one
Yeah.
that stuns. So you have to take out the blue totem if you're gonna try to use a face smash. But I think at this rate, Corrupted, he's slowly gonna outfarm the entire Legion team. He's almost got more GPM than the whole Legion team put together, which is scary, scary on its own. They have the Codex, I think, being leveled by Fade. War Chief has a Sackstone on top of his Gnome Prism. There's the plate mail. I'm sure that makes you pretty happy. We like to call it casual plate mail. It's bulking up on armor. Midas does fall here as he gets too close to the Legion base. They're trying to counter here. Magnus gonna fall. There was a swap used from Andromeda.
The Panda
Disrupted
ulti.
comes in. He's kind of cleaning up the show here. He picks up a quad kill. There's going to be nobody left alive. He survives from the tower on 23 life. They're going to call GG's here. And I think that will officially do it. No concede vote just yet. But Corrupted has the Dawnbringer finished. Picks up a Helm of the Victim as well. Perhaps the Legion side has had enough here. I think understandable. Very well played game here from our Hellborn side. Ringers all day. Looks like they will be moving on here, taking out MisFits in the best of 1 once the concede does officially go through. But they're going to be moving on to take on Slavic Angels United, dude, in a best of 3. Both these two teams looking pretty solid in their 1-game series.
Yep. I think it comes down to the beginning, like when they were losing top and bottom lane. You should rotate one, like not two, but like one of the heroes from top lane to bot lane. To like ensure that you win one lane at least.
Yeah, so they let the Tarot kind of sit down in that 2v2 lane, which we talked about, the Midas and the Fade. Once they get to level 4, they just become a little bit too scary. And without really getting any good farm on the Tarot, not really helping them to transition well as they did end up losing the top lane, so they weren't effectively winning any of the lanes.
Disintegrating gets the double.
Oh, we see here the bloodbath continuing. Marker up the Disciple as the Raxes are being taken out. Just gonna kind of slowly end here game number 1. Again, the GGs were called, so I'm taking this as the game already kind of concluding here. But we will see the concede vote go through, and Ringers all day will officially move on. They will be taking on Slavic Angels United coming up after a short break here in a best of 3. So stay tuned, everyone. We will be back with more ClanTour 3.0 shortly.